Logger configuration to log to file and print to Stdout. I'm using Python's logging module to log some debug strings to a file, which works pretty well. Now in addition, I'd like to use this module to also print the strings out to Stdout. How do I do this? In order to log my strings to a file, I use following code. And then call a logger function like. Thank you for some help here.
Either run basic config with stream equals system.stout as the argument prior to setting up any other handlers or logging any messages, or manually add a stream handler that pushes messages to Stdout to the root logger, or any other logger you want, for that matter.
Just get a handle to the root logger and add the stream handler. The stream handler writes to str. Not sure if you really need Stdout over str, but this is what I use when I set up the Python logger, and I also add the file handler as well. Then all my logs go to both places, which is what it sounds like you want. If you want to output to Stdout instead of str, you just need to specify it to the stream handler constructor. You could also add a formatter to it so all your log lines have a common header, i.e. prints to the format of.
Adding a stream handler without arguments goes to str instead of Stdout. If some other process has a dependency on the Stdout dump, i.e. when writing a NRP plugin, then make sure to specify Stdout explicitly, or you might run into some unexpected troubles. Here's a quick example reusing the assumed values and log file from the question.
Logging.basicconfig can take a keyword argument handlers since Python 3.3, which simplifies logging setup a lot, especially when setting up multiple handlers with the same format. Handlers, if specified, this should be an iterable of already created handlers to add to the root logger. Any handlers which don't already have a formatter set will be assigned the default formatter created in this function. The whole setup can therefore be done with a single call like this. Or with import sys plus stream handler, sys.stout, per original question's requirements, the default for stream handler is to write to str. Look at log record attributes if you want to customize the log format and add things like filename /line, thread info, etc. The setup above needs to be done only once near the beginning of the script. You can use the logging from all other places in the codebase later like this. Note, if it doesn't work, someone else has probably already initialized the logging system differently. Comments suggest doing logging.root.handlers equals before the call to basic config.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.